My neighbor.
He's chief meteorologist Ginger.
What's up, y'all? This is Calvin from Reading. I'm sorry right now. I'm helping a client, so I will be on in a second.
Coffee Brown, Houston, Texas.
Coffee, killer coffee.
Charlie George, Maryland.
Money Maryland.
It's in place.
In that I agree.
You could see upwards of 5 inches of rain.
Oh, man.
One more area for the next week for the not being as bad as Helene, but still something.
Louisiana.
Alejandro, amigo from Puerto Rico.
Yeah, it's Israeli.
Oh, Puerto Rico. Good morning, everybody. California.
Welcome.
Major eastern ports could grind to a halt.
All righty. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Monday training. I appreciate everybody getting down here. As you introduce yourself, please introduce yourself and then mute yourself so we don't have any background noise. That'd be great. Let us know your name and where you're calling in from.
VIP name.
I mean, we're getting bombarded with kids.
Thank you for calling Trent. This is Thomas. I can help you.
Hey, Thomas, this is Mike Anderson at Deal. I got a couple for you.
All right. We're going to get this meeting started. Let me go ahead and mute everybody out. Johnny, you may be muted, so feel free to unmute yourself, brother. And we're going to get this training started. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Monday training. Let's see if we have Juan on here. Let's see. 1 second, guys. I'll make sure that we are recording. And Juan, are we live already on social media?
We sure are, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Recording in progress.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Monday morning training. Every single Monday, we do this training. There's always going to be somebody on here training you that knows what they're doing, that is experienced, that is closing deals, that is making money, that knows how to sell. So this is our sales training every Monday morning, and it's solar. And here's the interesting thing about this particular training is that we are evolving to, as a company, we're not only a solar company. Now, sure, that's our flagship product. That's our number one product. But guess what? We also sell home security. We sell water, the best alkaline water system. The vision of the company, for those of you that may not know, is that we want to create all of the solutions that a homeowner needs. The same homeowner that goes solar, guess what? That same homeowner drinks water. That same homeowner needs a home security system and other things that are coming down the pipe. So that's exciting. We are the high ticket brokerage. So with that being said, I want to do a couple of announcements, and then we're going to get it started. And if we have Jessica on, if Jessica could pull up the affirmations, or if somebody can pull up the affirmations, I'd greatly appreciate that. So one more time, ladies and gentlemen, a couple of announcements that I want to get started here. Okay. First and foremost, this Saturday, we are doing a Super Saturday. There's a couple of things very important. You want to mark your calendar. This Saturday, October 5th, we have our Super Saturdays. There's a virtual Super Saturday for everybody. Virtual Super Saturday for everybody to attend. Okay? Via Zoom. That Super Saturday is led by Mr. Ed Ayala, Mr. Julio Aquino, and Mr. Josh Wiles. Okay? They're absolutely crushing it. They got started at the convention about a month and a half ago, less than a month and a half ago, and they already have over 100 people registered in the business. They've got probably, I don't know, maybe 20 sales already, maybe more. They're going to be leading it. So that's via letsbuild.com. So letsbuild.com is a Super Saturday. Starts at 9 a.m. And correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but it's at 9 a.m. Pacific. That's 12 p.m. Eastern is when that Super Saturday starts via letsbuild.com. I think it's 3 hours, right? So it's, business presentation followed by training. So that's what's happening on October 5th. On October 5th, will be hosting an in-person Super Saturday at the Downey, California office. Jessica, let's go ahead and put the address on here. Okay, so the question is, who do you know in Los Angeles? Those of you locals, there's only 45 seats there. If you have not registered, register to this training. I'm going to be training on recruiting mastery. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do a business presentation followed by basic training for new people for 30 minutes, then recruiting mastery. This will not be live streamed. Only the people that show up in person will have access to this training. So you guys want to make sure that we show up. That is starts at 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. this Saturday, 10 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Remember, there's two. There's an in-person Super Saturday, and then there is a virtual Super Saturday. You want to get your tickets. The link is going to be in the description, in the chat, excuse me. The link is going to be in the chat for that event. So you want to make sure you get your tickets, because once those 45 tickets are gone, they're gone. You can't get into that in-person training. So I would recommend you make it to the virtual one. So now that we got that out the way, the last announcement is Millionaire Mentorship Zoom tonight at 6 p.m. with Mr. Samuel Bean. Promote. He's going to bring the fire like he always does. And last but not least, you've got the Mentor Factory. We're about 3 weeks away, less than 3 weeks away from the Mentor Factory. If you have not got your tickets, there's only a few tickets left. Get your tickets. It's 2 days of training by the top people. Friday, all sales. Sales on solar, security, water filtration systems. We're going to do a panel of the top mentors. We're going to do a panel of the top recruiters. Friday is a panel of the top sales professionals in our company. So we're going to have about 5 of them that we're going to be interviewing, and the audience is going to ask them questions. Saturday is going to be a panel of the top recruiters and the top team builders. So you want to make sure that you get yourself to the Mentor Factory. I'll put it like this. People that go to Mentor Factory are going to put themselves 18 months ahead in knowledge, motivation, and vision of people that do not attend. If you want to put yourself in the knowledge space, in the vision space, 18 months to 2 years ahead of your peers, you need to attend the Mentor Factory. Sometimes people say, JC, I can't afford to go to Mentor Factory. No. You can't afford not to go to this event. You've got to go to this event. That's my recommendation. There's going to be some people that come out of there, and they're going to make millions in the next couple of years because of this training. This is the 4th annual training of the Mentor Factory. We always knock it out the park. We have special guest speakers. We even have a performer, by the way, that's coming out. It's going to be a great time. So enough of that. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, now it is my absolute pleasure to introduce the gentleman that's going to be doing today's training. This guy is a constant professional. He's got one of the highest closing ratios in solar sales that I have seen. And he could do it all. He could do personal sales, mentor sales. He's one of the door-to-door trainers. He goes on the field, sets his own appointments, closes his own deals. Now he's starting to build a business, and he's an absolute stud. He's got a heart for helping people. He loves to help people, and he's extremely knowledgeable. So let me get a mic check for Mr. Johnny Montes.
Mic check. Thank you, JC. Good morning. Good afternoon, everybody. Can you do me a favor? I have 2 devices on here. One on my phone to look at the chat, and then I have my actual other device that I share my screen with. Can you make that one a co-host as well, please? How's it going, everybody?
Johnny, by the way, I don't know if I could make you co-host on that one.
He's set up.
You can take off the other.
He's good. JC and Johnny are good to go.
Oh, perfect. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Johnny Montes, if you guys know me by now, you're either really new or I don't know where you've been. Straight out of Hawaiian Gardens, California, Southern California. I'm going to piggyback JC on what JC said really quick as well. We do a couple of things. We don't just do solar, and people are going to do it right where we tell our prospects. People are going to do it with or without you. I had my first official install last week in California City. Drove out there, right? Said hi to the crew. Knocked on the door to say hi to the homeowner. The first thing I saw was a brand new. It was still super clean, super white ADT sticker on that window. So they got ADT without me, right? I didn't speak up. I didn't say, and she's like, you should have told us. She straight up told me, I was like, hey, I actually do that. So you should have told me. I would have rather done it with you, right? So if we don't speak up, it will slip through our hands. But let's get going. Today, a pretty good training. It's titled on it's, let me show you guys. Let me not just tell you. So, the door approach flow with you badasses. Okay. Now, this is not door specific. If you're cold calling, whatever it is, if you're using some type of script, you can apply this, right? This is not just memorizing your script. Memorizing the script is cool, but it's not enough. What separates you from just being able to memorize something and being able to really, really be it is knowing your flow and understanding why you're saying what you're saying, when you're saying it, how you're saying it, right? There's a science to this. So knowing your flow, going out and knocking or calling, right, can be nerve-wracking enough as it is for some people. What's even worse is getting out there with some random pitch, not understanding the deeper purpose of why you're there and what your roadmap to your destination should look like, right? Understanding the approach. Like I was mentioning, knowing your door approach is good, but it's not good enough. What separates the amateurs from the pros is that one understands the approach, while the other one just recites the words, right? I'm sure you guys see this. If you know singers, you can hear some singers, they're just singing the words while others are feeling it. They believe in what they're singing. They believe in what they're saying. There's passion behind it. There's conviction. There's purpose. Understanding why we say certain things in a certain order will reduce friction and will allow you to take the homeowner through your flow at your pace, right? I always tell people, some of you guys have been on the door-to-door training that we do. Being on someone's door or on someone's phone is like playing an arcade racing video game, right? Put a 1 in the chat if you guys know what I'm talking about. Cruising USA. If any of you ever played a Cruising USA, Need for Speed, whatever those racing video games are, right? You guys know you have to hit certain checkpoints before you run out of time, or it's game over. The same applies when you're in front of somebody's door or when you're on the phone with somebody. You got a few seconds to get to where you got to get to, or else game over. And then you got to continue to do that over and over and over through the different stages. Some of you guys here that are what can I say, regulars on our door-to-door trainings. You guys know the steps, right? Can somebody text them in the chat? I think Don has like an amazing list of stuff. Do you guys, or anybody here, take yourself off of mute. If not, I'm going to call on you. You guys, who knows you? Who knows the 6 steps? If not, I'm going to call on you. Who do we got here? Who do we got? Who are regulars from our door-to-door? Not, I'm going to call on you right now. Mr. Chris, are you available? I'm sure you know the 6 steps, right? Chris from Long Beach.
Hey, what's up, Johnny? So, yeah, step number 1 is breaking preoccupation. Step number 2 is presenting the problem. Step number 3 is presenting the solution. Step number 5 is the pullback. And then step number 6 is the close, I believe.
Here we go. Stages of your pitch. Thank you, Chris.
Thank you.
Breaking preoccupation. This word I said, this is not door specific. On the phone as well. Breaking preoccupation. Stating the problem. Provide the solution. Pull back or take away. And then the last 2, I know David likes to say, the close and the button up. And people close and button up in different ways. The way I do mine is I like to set the appointment first. Then I like to get the bill. Now I'm going to show you why. Breaking preoccupation. You guys know what that is, right? It's pretty obvious. People are busy. They're doing things when you're knocking on their door, you're calling on their phone. They're cooking, washing, cleaning. Now kids are back in school, right? Doing homework with the kids, watching the game, football season again, right? People are watching Monday Night Football, Thursday Night Football. It seems like every night is football. You need to take their mind off of that and have them direct their attention to you. Now, let me ask somebody. When someone knocks on your door, right? Some of us here are homeowners. When someone knocks on your guy's door, we're the first thing that come to mind. Anybody. Or some of you have cameras, right? You see somebody walking to your door, we're the first thing that come to mind.
What do they want now?
Well, no, same thing, right? What do you want? What do you want, right? That's the first. It's a natural instinct, right? Who are you? When I see somebody come to my door, it's like, man, who? I'm not as nice as some of you. Who the is this, and what do they want? That's what comes to my mind, right? You need to answer those questions the first 5 seconds. That's your first checkpoint. Right. Some people are really, really good at this, and not even just door-to-door salesmen. I forgot last year for my son's birthday. I forgot I ordered a jumper. It was, and it got there a day early. This guy knocked on my door, and like I said, who is this, and what do they want? I open the door. He said, "Hey, my name is Leo. With this jumper services, I'm here to put the jumper in your backyard." 5 seconds. Told me who he was, where he's from, and what he's there to do. Right. Our job when we're there and we're breaking preoccupation is to put homeowners in curiosity mode. Gabby says, what are you selling me now? Right. Our job in this step, it's very important, is to put homeowners in curiosity mode, not information mode. Two different things. We're not there, I'm not there at least, to give information. If people want information, generic information, there's Google, there's YouTube, not John. Okay. I'm there to put homeowners in curiosity mode and ask if they're the homeowner. The way I like to break preoccupation. Hey, what's going on? My name is Johnny with Encore. I'm just following up with the net metering program. Were you guys the homeowners when they came by and they swapped out your old electricity meter, replaced it with that new digital one? Right? A confused tone, confused face, who I am, where I'm from, what am I doing there? I'm following up with the net metering program. Were you guys the homeowners when they swapped out your old meter? And I usually have old meter, new meter. I'm looking at them confused. Were you guys the homeowners when they came by? They swapped out your meter? And they look at me confused, right? I'm like, wait, what's this? Who's this guy? His name is John. He's with Encore on a net metering program. Was I the homeowner? And hear how I say that. Were you the homeowner when they swapped out your meter? I don't like to say, hey, what's going on? Are you the homeowner? If you come to my door like that, I'm like, who wants to know? Get out of here. No, were you the homeowner when they came by and they swapped out your meter? So I'm doing a couple things. I'm also qualifying to see if I'm speaking to a homeowner. I'm sure a lot of you here that have been out on the doors have burned an amazing pitch on a renter. I remember when I first started and I wasn't properly qualified, I was dropping some amazing pitches. 5-10 minutes in, turns out it was a renter. I was like, man, that was killer. That was smooth. That was so good. But unfortunately, I can't even help it. And they'll tell you right off the bat, first 3 seconds, were you the homeowner when they came by and swapped out your meter? Actually, I'm a renter. Oh, you are? Boom, I go straight into recruit mode now. Before I didn't. Now that I'm here, go straight into the recruit mode. See if I can get an affiliate, see if I can get some type of referral. Hey, you want to make some money? Just switch the conversation, right? But who I am, where I'm coming from, curiosity mode. Qualification, 5 seconds. Guys, we have 5 to 7 seconds. Ladies, you have a few extra seconds. You might have 10, 15 to 20, 30 seconds, but you gotta get through these steps right there. You hit your checkpoint. Number 2, state the problem. We all share this planet, but everyone lives in their own little fantasy world. Everyone lives in their own world. It's our job when we're there to bring them into this reality. Again, whether it's on the phone, whether it's on the doors. There's so much BS going on in the world. We tend to tuck away the ugly and try not to think about the little, quote unquote, little problems. That's why most people's bills are on auto pay. Tell you the truth, most of mine are as well. When we're there and we already broke preoccupation and we have their attention, it's our job to remind them of the problem that they're facing with the utility and how it affects their lives and how it's only getting worse, right? Spotlight's on you now. You broke preoccupation, right? Spotlight's on you. You're on stage. Make it happen, okay? You need to put a magnifying glass on that problem. This is where I want to get an emotional response from the homeowner, okay? I don't want them crying, right? But I want them getting a little angry, and I'm good at doing that. Now, most people, right, they have a couple of things. Electricity is usually their 5th, maybe 6th thing that they worry about. First, it's the mortgage, right? Car note, car insurance. The kids are, if they're paying for their kids' school, if they're paying for, for sports or whatever, the electricity might be at the end. So that's on auto pay, right? Don't overcomplicate this problem, though. I noticed it. I used to do this too. When I was a little bit newer, I used to overcomplicate the problem. This is where a lot of people get this objection. Hey, is this solar? It's a smoke screen. You usually get this because you're over explaining the problem or you're bringing up too many problems at the door. A lot of people get excited, right? They're learning and they're getting excited. So they want to try a bunch of different things at once. It's not the way this works. Pick one problem, maybe two, run with it. Hit that checkpoint. Or else they're going to cut you off and say, hey, is this about solar? Right? You're here in California, there's the wildfires. There's our rates are coming from, most of our power is coming from out of state. California imports most of their power. And then there's a rate increases. Right? Pick one, maybe two. Let's roll with it. The way I like to do it is that, look, were you the homeowner when they came and swapped out your meters? Yes, no? No, you weren't? No biggie. Look, that's why I'm here. The old David Ramos, right? Yeah, that's why I'm here. No worries. I've been talking to a lot of your neighbors. Nobody was really told why. Look, what we're trying to look, they're changing the way they bring power into our neighborhood. Most of our power is coming from out of state. So I'm pretty sure you noticed specifically over the last 3 years, our rates or your light bill going up, right? As I'm nodding. And when I'm telling them that, I have something here that I'm ready to show. Most of our power is coming from out of state. I'm pretty sure you notice your rate going up, right? I like to nod my head. 9 out of 10 people were going to start to nod with me. I saw some of you in the chat nodding with me, and right now you didn't even know you were. Right? I've had people nodding and say no. I've seen people do that as well at the door. I'm sure you notice your bill going up, right? Right. Yeah, look, it's not that you're using more power. It's just they're charging you an import fee. Watch, let me show you, Mr. Homeowner. Check this out. And I have this at the door. Check this person's bill out. Their bill was $285. Let's scroll right down here. Distribution, transmission, $128. Almost half of their bill was just delivery fees, was just to get the power to their home. When's the last time you took a peek at this part of your bill? Notice I don't like to ask the yes or no questions. I didn't ask, hey, did you know that? I asked an open-ended question, opening it up for conversation. When was the last time you looked at this part of your bill? The reason I like to ask that open-ended question is because that kind of raises my status. Because most people are going to say, I've never looked at this part of my bill. What happens when they say that? That puts me that kind of raises my status. I'm the professional. That's why I'm here. Right? I've never looked at this part of my bill. Yeah, no worries. That's why we're here. But talking to a lot of your neighbors, nobody really takes a peek at this part of their bill. Right. Open-ended questions. Open it up for discussion. Yes or no questions. You could, and that puts a dead stop a lot of times in a very good approach. All right. Pretty simple problem, right? Most of our power is coming from out of state. Let me show you. This is why your bill's going up. Hit that checkpoint. Provide the solution. Like Chris was mentioning, right? We don't just talk about the solution, we provide it. Now that you reminded them of the problem that they had, be a jackass if you didn't point them in the right direction, right? We're solution providers. We're not negative Nancy's. It's now the ball's in your court. Now you got to present the problem in a non-salesy way. By the way, a lot of times here when I'm showing people their delivery fees, people start to get mad. Wait, what? When's the last time you look at this part of your bill? Oh, I've actually never looked at that part of my bill. Really? Check this out. And sometimes I'll show them a few other things and people start to get mad. Whoa, dang. I'll tell them as well. Usage patterns are not changing. It's just what they're charging you, so it's continuing to go up. I might tell a little story. I don't want to tell you guys here. I don't want to overcomplicate this, but usually I get into the flow and I tell them a little story. Time to present the problem in a non-salesy way. Be super nonchalant. Make it like it's no big deal. Don't overcomplicate the problem. Simplify. This is why I want them to briefly think logically here. This is where I personally bring up solar. I don't let homeowners bring up solar. I'm the one that brings up solar. I'm sure you notice your bill going up, right? Right, yeah. Look, it's because your delivery fees and all this stuff. Perfect. Provide a solution. What we're trying to do is generate power here locally. I'm pretty sure you noticed all the solar going up in your neighborhood, right? Right, you have? Yes, you have. Because people here, especially here in California, it's hard to be in a neighborhood that has no solar. I'm sure you noticed all the solar going up, right? Right. Yes, I have noticed it. These people aren't hitting the lottery. Your neighbors aren't hitting the lottery. The way it works in California is as long as you're the homeowner, you get enough sun hours, your house qualifies, you get to generate your own power right on site, and you get to eliminate these delivery charges. Simple, right? Trying to generate power on site to eliminate these delivery charges. That's what we're here to do. All you need to do is be the homeowner, have enough sun hours, and your house has to qualify. Working my way towards the takeaway. Simple problem. Very, very simple. If you do this correct, this is where you're starting to, you have a good amount of leverage, but this is where you're going to start to get the objections, right? Some of the newer people might start to struggle. Like I said, it's where you start to get the real objections, but amateurs don't like objections. Professionals do. David Ramos, Luis, and David Rendon, myself, I like objections. I like when I'm getting people starting to ask me questions or what about this and what about that. That means that they're interested. They're in curiosity mode. Are you a pro or are you a joke? Time to take away. Setting up the takeaway. Now that you provide the solution, you got to take it away. Let them know they got to chase a little bit. This is the part where I let them know that they are a good candidate, but I can't promise you anything because we don't know if you qualify. Look, Mr. Homeowner, as long as you get enough sun hours, you're the homeowner, your house qualifies, you get to generate your own power right on site, eliminate these delivery charges. It doesn't cost any money to apply for these programs. There's no money down, no money out of pocket, no liens, right? The downside is that not every house qualifies. Okay, I might tell a quick story. As a matter of fact, I was trying to help your neighbor a couple of the streets down, had a crazy bill, very excited, but after we came out and checked out his home, turns out that we can't even do the job. So I can't promise you anything. Okay. As a matter of fact, I tell him, look, I'm not even going door to door. The reason I came to your house here, look, if I was going door to door, I'd be out here the rest of my life. The reason I came to your home is because you get a lot of sun hours. I know which way the south side of the home is, guys. So I'll point at the south side of the house. I bet you that side of your house gets really hot, right? As I nod my head, that side of your house gets really hot. Yeah, that's actually where I would actually put your panels. I'm already speaking it into existence. That side of your house, right? Yeah, I'd put all the panels on that side. And if we need to, we put some on this side. But that's where I would put the majority of the panels on your home, right? Yeah, and you have a pretty good looking roof. But that's why we're here. But like I said, I can't promise you anything. Take it away. Don't make it too easy. Very simple, right? Now, transitioning to the appointment. Any questions? Anybody got anything you want to ask? Let me see. Let me go to the chat real quick. What are you selling now? No. Okay, cool. Transitioning to the appointment. You might be asking, why haven't I asked for the bill yet? I'm still building rapport. I'm still digging up information. Asking for the bill too soon. Now, some of these guys have been doing it for a while. They have their way of doing it and they can grab it and they just feel comfortable. But when you're starting, it's good to start and do things a certain way. Asking for the bill too soon can put a dead stop on a great approach. It can feel very pushy if it's done wrong. I've trained a lot of reps and we used to track each other's numbers. That's why tracking yourself is very important. Knowing your ratios. If I see somebody has a lot of pitches, but they're not converting those pitches into leads generated, I know that they're getting stopped probably right here. They're probably asking for the bill too soon. They're probably turning people off. Hey, man, look, what we're trying to do is lower people's bills. You have your bill? Let me take a look at your bill. Let me see that bill. Making it about the bill. It's not about the bill. Who cares about the bill? You want the appointment. But also you want to narrow that down. Look, you do get a lot of sun hours. That's why I'm here. But like I said, I can't promise you anything. Look, before we even go deeper into this conversation, what's your low bill looking like? I like to ask for the low bill first. Okay. Most people don't know what their average bill is. Most people don't know. An average is everything added up divided by 12. Most people don't know. But they'll remember their low bill and they'll remember their high bill. The high bill, the scary bill. People will remember that and they'll remember what a comfortable bill was. I like to ask, what's your low bill? What's your high bill? Not only that, if you guys are setting appointments, if some of you are setting appointments for people, it's good to know this so you can bring that information back to your closer. Bring it back to Idris. Bring it back to Jabari. You bring it back to me. We'll let you, okay, hey, look, Johnny, I spoke to this person. Their low bill was $160. Their high bill was $400. Right now, you give me something to play with. Now, I have a little information instead of, their bill's $200. Okay, but when? This is when I start to get an idea of what type of bill they have. If the bill is high, I begin to bring that pain back up. Hey, Johnny, my low bill is 160. Wow, man. I've been talking to a lot of your neighbors, and your low bill is actually higher than most people's high bill. I'm almost afraid to ask you what your high bill looks like. You might ask me for some money. Right? I might make them laugh. I'm going to make them choke. We'll start playing games with them, just being me. Right? What's your high bill then, Mr. Homeowner? Oh, my high bill is $300. Damn. Wow. Dig on that pain. How long have you had that problem for? Right? Open-ended questions, not a yes or no. Wow, how long have you had that problem for? How bad are you going to let that problem get before you fix it? Right? You're asking them questions. Depending on how high that bill is and how they look, ask them, have you had to change? I've had people that have told me, yeah, look, man, I don't go out to eat on the weekends anymore. My bill's too damn high. I'm only eating out on whatever. I don't eat out for lunch anymore. I'm cooking my own lunch. I take lunch to work now. I used to be able to have lunch with my coworkers. Little things like that. You guys would be surprised. Dig on that pain. How does it make them feel? Write that stuff down. If you have a notepad or you have I have a knocking app that I use, and when people are talking to me, I'm taking notes. They're talking to me, I'm taking notes. Hey, really? So you said it's this, you said it's this, you said it's that. I'm taking notes. Get all that ammo. Once you have all that ammo, it's time to set the appointment. I said, don't ask people, is your bill low? Is your bill high? It's all about low bill, high bill. It's all about perspective. I've had homeowners that have lived in the same house for 30 years who used to pay $40 a month. Now they're paying 100 max. And for them, that's a high bill because they've been there for 30 years. Where I've had other homeowners say, oh, my bill's low. Their old bill used to be $500. And now they live closer to us. And now their bill is in the 200s. Still a high bill, but it's a low bill to them compared to their last bill. So don't ask low or high. Try to get solid numbers. All right. Now it's time to set the appointment. Like I said, I like to set the appointment first before getting the bill. That's my style. Right. The reason I do this is because I was getting pretty good on my pitches. Before, when I was out in the doors, I was getting I had a lot of pitches, but I wasn't converting. And I had somebody tell me, hey, bro, maybe you're asking for the bill too soon, or you just seem weird asking for the bill. How about you set the appointment first and then get the bill after? And if it's not a solid bill, you can just be like, hey, you know what? You're in a good position, but at least, you've kind of made them want it. You get in the practice of setting the appointment. And that turned my ratio from like 15, 16 to 1. Just that alone right there dropped it like to 10 to 1. It's time to compose yourself now when it's time to set the appointment. Once you have that information, low bill, high bill, boom, 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 you took it away. It's time to get your Sade on. Some of you know Sade, right? Smooth operating. Okay. This is where a lot of reps start to lose control and lose all the leverage they work hard to earn during their whole approach. You got to be a smooth operator. You don't need to be an egomaniac, but this is about control. Sorry if it sounds weird, guys. If you let them control the date and time of the sit, you are working on their time. This is super important. If anybody, I'm sure the closers here can agree, right? Look, guys, if you guys are setting a lot of appointments, some of you setters or people, if you're setting a lot of appointments and you continue to get rescheduled, if you're getting ghosted, if you're getting canceled on, it's probably this part of the appointment setting. You need to work on your time, not on their time. If you allow a homeowner to set the appointment on their time, they'll feel very comfortable rescheduling, canceling, and ghosting on your ass. Since it's on their time, they can do whatever they want. That's not the way this works. Try calling your doctor right now, but like, hey, doctor, I'm going to pull up in an hour. Hey, doctor, I'm going to come in tomorrow at 10 o'clock. Doctor will be like, yeah, you can pull up, but nobody will be here for you. That's not the way it works. Doctor will tell you, hey, look, we have Tuesday or Thursday available at this time. You know how they say in Spanish, y si quieres. If you want, si quieres. If not, then hey, go somewhere else. Right? The way I like to do it is, okay, Mr. Homeowner, so look, like I said, low bill, high bill. Look, it seems like you're a good candidate for us. What I do is very, very simple. All I do is put together side-by-side comparison, solar savings report. Okay, and I'll show them. And I'll show them. I'll show them this. This is my tools when I'm at the door. Check this out. Remember that bill I showed you? This is their information right here. This is what I did for this homeowner. I took him from paying this much to now paying this. I also gave him more power. Look at their bill now. What side do you think they pick? All homeowners say, well, this side, right? This is what I do. It's very simple. Okay. What I do is I'll put together a savings report for you. You and your husband, do you have a husband or do you have a wife? Do you have a spouse? Perfect. But what I'll come by, speak to you and your husband, you and your spouse. If everything makes sense, I'll show you how to take the next steps to see if your house qualifies. If it doesn't make sense, at least I know where to come for the next carne asada. Sounds fair? Cool. I keep it cool. Keep it very simple, right? Usually they all stay to the right, and then I go in for the appointment. Okay, perfect. So look, I have what's usually better for you guys, Mr. Homeowner? Mornings or evenings? Evenings? Perfect. Okay, so let me check my calendar real quick. Guys, I don't care if you don't have a calendar. You better pretend. First of all, you should have a calendar. If you're on this call, you better have a calendar. You better have a schedule. You better have something. But if you don't yet, you better pretend. I show homeowners this. Hold on, let me check real quick, Mr. Homeowner. Let me pull up my calendar. Let's see what I got. Okay, so I'm actually going to be talking to one of your neighbors tomorrow at 4 o'clock. I can swing by after. I have 5:15 or I have 6:20. Which one works better for you and your partner? Give them two options, right? Tomorrow, this time, or this time. Hey, tomorrow doesn't work. Okay, well, let me see. I have Thursday, this time or this time. And if it's more than 3 days out, I don't even put them on my calendar. Let's say it's Monday, and they're like, hey, well, let's do it next Tuesday. Hey, look, Mr. Homeowner, I don't set any appointments in my calendar farther than 3 days out. I've been doing this for a while, and usually anything over 3 days out, homeowners will forget. And I'm super busy. I can't do that. So look, if you want to do it next Tuesday, what I'm going to do is that I'll just call you Saturday night. I'll call you Sunday night, and then we can go from there. Sounds fair? Cool. I'll walk away. I'll lose it if I'll risk it. It is what it is. You got to be. David was talking about it last time. You got to be willing to lose it. Your time's important. The longer you wait, the easier they forget. Unless it's somebody that is like really, really schedule oriented, that's super, super organized, who's super respectful, and also like runs everything based off of a calendar and a schedule. You can tell who those people are, and sometimes it might make an exception, but very rare. And then there's a certain way to follow up with them during the week to make sure that they don't forget. And you got to show them that you value your time, and let them know, okay, oh, you do everything. Oh, Johnny, please look, that's the only time I have available. I'm going out of town, but I'm really looking to do this. All right, man, look, put me in your calendar then. But I kind of put my foot up, sun don't shine. And I let them know. All right, perfect. I'm locking you in my calendar. Tomorrow, 6:15, you and your spouse. Do me a favor. Sorry, guys. My little girl cat. Send the appointment, right? Boom. Once we got a time, okay, perfect. Tomorrow, 6:15 works for you, good for you and your spouse? Perfect. Let's lock you in. Let me put you in my calendar. And I'll show them. I'll turn my iPad to them, and I'll show them, look, I'm putting you in my calendar right now. Set the appointment, right? We're not done. Now you got to solidify that appointment. You guys notice I've been stuck on this appointment thing for a little while. This is super important. This is super, super, super important part. Having an appointment isn't good enough. All right, Mr. Homeowner, you have a calendar? You have your phone on you? Yeah, put me in your calendar. Put me in your calendar, what, please? Okay. Perfect. Okay. What's a good phone number for you? Okay, boom, boom, boom. Here, let me send you a text. Here's my phone number. Confirm that you received my text, please. Cool. I'll make sure to give you a phone call just in case I get stuck in traffic. Remind them how important your time is. Okay, now that we got you locked in, again, Mr. Homeowner. Guys, some of you might think, oh, why is he saying that? You might lose the appointment. I'll tell people. Okay, got you locked in. Okay, so before I hit enter and I solidify this, Mr. Homeowner, We don't got any recitals tomorrow, especially if it's guys. Sorry, guys. A lot of guys here, especially a lot of guys I run into, they'll tend to forget stuff. Okay, Mr. Homeowner, sure you got no recitals tomorrow? You don't have any meetings? You don't have any, any gatherings, any back to school night, nothing like that? Nothing that would get in the way of us not being able to meet tomorrow at 6:15? No? Okay, perfect. Like, the reason I'm saying that, because the worst part of my job is when I have to drive an hour to someone's house and I show up and they're not even there. Or even worse, I knock on their door and they turn off the TV. It's not going to be you, is it? You're not going to pull that one on me, are you? Okay, cool. Right? I'm letting them know already. These are the type of people I don't like. Don't be that person. I don't care if they live 10 minutes away from me. I'm saying the same thing. The worst part of my job is when I have to drive an hour to someone's house. Because they might live 10 minutes away from me, but I might be driving from an hour away from another appointment. I might be driving from the office. I might be driving from an install. They don't know where I'm driving from. I might have to drive an hour to someone's house for them not to be there. When I started doing this, when I started not just setting the appointment but solidifying appointments, it increased my sit ratio. And obviously, if your sit ratios go up, what else goes up? Your closing ratio. Right? I seen Idris kicking butt this past few weeks. Right? Line them up. I feel the same way. I'm sure Jabari, I'm sure the Davids and Luis's and all the closers, you feel the same way. Hey, you line them up, you make them show up, you make them sit on that seat, I'm gonna close it. But if there's no one there, there's nothing to close except your window, right? I'm not trying to close windows. I'm trying to close deals. So you got to show people that you value your time. Guys, you could take a rock right now, throw it out your door, and you're going to hit 3 solar reps. Everyone and their mom's a solar rep, right? What's going to separate you? What separates you is that you value your time. You know what your time is worth, and you're not afraid to let people know that. I'm not afraid. If someone says, "Oh, well, I can't," hey, no biggie. I'm out. If they're already giving me shaky vibes, I'm out. I'm not here for that. I'll see you around. Right? What do you guys like to say? We're not the needy, we're the needed. I'll move on to someone else that does need me. I only want to talk to people. I only want to sit with people that want to sit with me. My job's not to convince. I never once convinced someone to get solar. That's not my job. Mind how important your time is. Okay, perfect. So you're not going to be those type of people that I'm going to show up and knock on your door and turn off your lights, right? No, you're not going to. Okay, perfect. I got you locked in. Look, if anything changes, please let me. I know life happens. Please let me know in advance. That way I can have someone else fill your time slot. You're replacing me. I let them know that. Perfect. You want them to commit to giving you their time, not to making a decision. So please don't confuse the two. You're not sitting. You guys are saying if you're setting an appointment over the phone or on the doors, you're not selling solar. You're selling the appointment. Okay, that's the closer's job. That's what we do. We close the solar. When you're on the door, you're not closing the solar. You're just closing the appointment. I don't know about any of you guys. Maybe you might be cooler than me. But if anybody, put a one in the chat. If any of you have ever drove around with a truck full of solar panels and microinverters and I go, hey, Mr. Homeowner, you want some solar? I got it in my truck. I got it in the back of my Honda Civic. I never have. Right? Close the appointment. You want them to commit to giving you their time, not making a decision. At this point, solidifying the appointment, I want the homeowners to be borderline annoyed with me already. Like, yes, bro, I promise I'm going to be here. I swear, Johnny, I'm going to be here. I want them to get to that point. Like, all right, cool. Because now if you cancel on me or you ghost me, you're a moron. Because we talked about this for a long time yesterday. All right. Now, final step. Solidify, set the appointment. Solidify the appointment. Time to get that bill. Asking for the bill at the very end takes a desperation out of getting the bill. Right? You already set the appointment. You're not thinking about the bill. Take the bill out of your mind. Get it at the end. If it's a low bill and the homeowner lied, if it turns out to be a low bill, hey, it's easy for you to just take that appointment off of your calendar than to have a bill and whatever. Asking for the bill at the very end takes a desperation out of getting the bill. Right? You don't just meet a girl, but hey, I think you're pretty. Give me your number. No. You guys talk, set a date, Get the number. Ask for the bill in a way that seems that you're helping them out. That's what I like to do. Okay, Mr. Homeowner. So we'll see you tomorrow. Got you locked in my calendar. The last thing I need from you is your annual kilowatt usage. You happen to know what that is? You happen to know what that is? 99.99% of people don't know what their annual kilowatt usage is. It's like asking you, hey, you know how many minutes you used on your phone last year? You know how many text messages you sent last year? No one does. Notice I didn't say 100% of people, because there are people out there that are accountants and are engineers and that are very, very, very organized when it comes to things like that. I ran into those people. I ran into a couple that was in the early 70s, like they were fresh 70s, and they were testing me. And when I got their annual usage on the bill and I showed them when I was killing the bill, they're like, hold on, give me a sec. They went in the closet and put out a big old binder and had just stacks of them. And they showed me how they tracked everything. They said they kicked the last solar guy out their house because he saw that they were old, and he tried to hustle them and tried to say, instead of using those 7,000 kilowatt hours, you were using like 10,000. And they busted out that same binder and said, Johnny, we're 70 years old. No one's lived in this house for over 30 something years. Our usage hasn't changed, except this year they turned to the page. They turned back a few years and said, this year we did construction. So we had a bunch of stuff connected, heavy machinery. But as you can see here, we only used it for these 3 months. After that, back to normal. Our usage hasn't changed. It's just the rate. So you will run into those people. So don't lie to people. Be honest. Be real with them. So I asked the homeowners, hey, last thing I need is your annual kilowatt usage. You happen to know what that is? No, I don't. Don't worry. I can actually get that by taking a peek at your latest utility bill. You pay that online or in the mail? Pay that online. Pay it on the app. Pull up the app real quick. Oh, you pay that in the mail? Perfect. Go grab that bill for me real quick. I don't ask for the bill. I give polite commands. I don't ever say, hey, do you mind getting your bill for me? Hey, do you think you can get that bill for me? Hey, is it okay if you get that bill for me? Throw that stuff out the window. I had one guy tell me one time, and hey man, do you mind getting that bill for me? He said, you know what, Johnny? As a matter of fact, I do mind. I had that happen to me once. It's not going to happen again. The guy literally told me I do mind getting my bill after I had a killer approach. Something I said just triggered him not wanting to talk to me. Triggered him to not want to talk to me anymore. I don't ask. I give polite commands. You paid online? Perfect. Grab that for me real quick. Let me see. Perfect. Yeah, send me the whole PDF, please. Don't worry. I can't do anything with this information besides pay your bill. And trust me, it's not Christmas yet. Just keep it cool. Keep it smooth. Answer that question. What David Ramos always says, right? 8 mileage. Some of you might know what that is, right? You deal with that objection before they give it to you. Oh, I don't want to give you my personal information. I don't want to. I let them know. Hey, give me the whole PDF. The whole PDF. Don't worry. I can't do nothing with this info besides pay your bill. Perfect. Thank you. Once I got that, I ask if they have any additional questions. All right, Mr. Homeowner, we're wrapped up here. Before I leave, any additional questions that you have for me? I always like to ask because there's times that maybe a car might drive by, a loud ass car might drive by. Maybe somebody was walking their dog and they were barking, or maybe their kids ran out the house real quick and they pushed their kids back in. And something I said, they might have missed it. So sometimes I get this happen very often. Okay, Mr. Homeowner, got you locked in. Tomorrow, 6:15, before I leave, any additional questions? You said this is no money out of pocket, right? How much is this going to cost me? Yeah, there's no money down. No money down, no money out of pocket, no liens. As a matter of fact, we have no debt options as well. Oh, okay. Yeah, just making sure, because if it's going to cost me money out of pocket, I don't want to do this. No money down, no money out of pocket. Okay, you don't even have to get a loan. Oh, okay. Just making sure. I don't want you coming tomorrow if I have to put a bunch of money out of my bank account to start this. No biggie. Is that it? Any other questions? No, I think that's it. Okay, perfect. See you tomorrow. And I'm out. And that's the way the cookie crumbles, guys. And yeah, pretty much that's my flow, as you guys see, right? It's not just the approach, it's not just the words, it's what you're saying, how you're saying, when you're saying it, most importantly, why you're saying it, how to set a proper appointment. Okay? How to set a proper appointment. You want people to show up. right? You want to break preoccupation. You want to state the problem. You want to provide the solution, but in a non-salesy way. You want to teeter-totter people from being emotional to being logical back to being emotional, right? You want to be the one in control of the flow. Someone told me this. Manipulation is okay as long as it's not a deception, right? That's why you have a good coach knows how to manipulate the team. He's not deceiving them, right? A good trainer, you know how to manipulate their trainee or whatever it is you want to call it. Just don't manipulate. Don't be malicious. We're there to help. We're professionals. We're the good guys. Okay. Send me appointments. Set solid appointments, guys. Any questions, concerns you guys have, you guys know how to get a hold of me. If you don't, you better recognize. You can go to the WhatsApp. You guys know a lot of you guys hit me up pretty often. I'm here to help, and anything you need, just give me a shout. I'm out here in California, learning other markets. But if you need something, any questions, concerns on how to do some of these things in more detail, give me a shout. And tune in to our Tuesday through Friday meetings at 12 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. We drop a lot of gems. But that's all I got for you guys.
Awesome. Thanks a lot, Johnny. Appreciate you, bro. Amazing training.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Any questions anybody has?
I'll let you know how it works. This is Marvin in Maryland.
Money making Maryland. Let me see.
I got it now, Johnny. It makes sense. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
All right, guys. Thank you for your time. I'm on my way to the office, guys. I'll see you in a little bit.
Fantastic training, brother.